Oh, hello there. This is your Diablo 3 news for the 20th of August, 2012. First off, there's a little piece of general Blizzard news that affects you as a Diablo player. Blizzard has announced that their servers were hacked and some information was taken. No credit card info was acquired, but there were some encrypted passwords that were stolen. So if whoever hacked this manages to crack these passwords, then your account is at risk. So you should definitely change your password as soon as possible. The bigger piece of Diablo specific news this week is that 1.0.4 is coming. They have been posting all sorts of information on what's coming in the next patch, with the goal of improving endgame. There's been a few important things they've announced to be included in this patch. The first being the buffing of future legendary items. Current ones will not be affected. The problem with those current ones is that they are simply weaker than the high-end rares. With the exception of one or two legendaries, most of them don't have anything special about them right now. From the examples I've seen so far, they're actually fixing this problem really well. As well as a lot of simple damage boosts, they are adding a lot of cool utility stuff, as well as cool visual effects. For example, there is one that drops a pile of fire on the ground, and there's another that summons a minion. Both pretty cool, and there's going to be more stuff like that coming in the next patch. The next big feature coming is the removal of a previous feature, which averages a party's magic find. What it did, it took everyone in your party's magic find and averaged it out so everyone had that same magic find. Now this is removed, so your magic find and your gold find as well will be your own. This, as well as an enemy HP decrease in co-op, is meant to encourage people to play the game with other people. Because right now, the majority of people are playing solo and solo alone. In my book, this is another great change for the game, and I'm glad they decided to take that route. They are also decreasing elite packs damage as well as increasing normal mobs damage. So when you fight that elite pack, it will be a lot weaker, but when you fight that average skeleton, it will take a lot longer to kill. Now this is interesting, and while it's advertised as a balancing kind of thing, if you think about it, it's really a nerf. Because the thing that usually kills you are those elite packs, and they are the thing that will be weaker. The normal mobs will not be enough to present a great challenge, even if they are stronger. This means that overall, the game will be easier after 1.0.4. And it's up to you to decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What is definitely a good thing, on the other hand, is that they are removing enraged timers from the game. Not from the game, but from elite packs. Enraged timers never met the spirit of Diablo, and hopefully the next step is removing them from bosses, which will still have them, but you don't have to worry about taking too long to kill that hard elite pack and wasting 5 minutes of your time beating on it, trying to take it down even though you're on a hard difficulty, and then having it one-shot you. Finally, for each class, they're buffing a bunch of skills that are currently underpowered. You can check for yourself which skills are being buffed for your class. I'll post some links down below in the description. And that's the extent of what they've announced in Diablo 3 1.0.4. Is this a really good step? Definitely. The real question though is if it's gonna fix Diablo 3's endgame. Hell no. The people that are still playing it will like the change, but those that hated it before, they'll still hate it. The game's endgame issues are built right into the game's design, and unless there's a major new system coming that we haven't heard of yet, 1.0.4 is not a full fix. What could be a good fix is a new leveling system. What made Diablo 2 have such good progression was a few things, but one of them was the fact that it took a year or something to get to level 99. It wasn't that important to be level 99, but it was always something to work towards. You always want to have something to work towards, and just slight upgrades in gear are not an exciting goal to work towards at all. So I can think of a couple things that would really improve the game, and one of them is that, and the other is an endless dungeon of some kind. They don't have to make a new content with all kinds of new bosses and story. They said they were working on adding more story to the game in Diablo 3, but the story in Diablo 3 is terrible. I'm sorry, I love the game, I love the combat in Diablo 3, but the story is awful, and that's fine. It's fine for it not to be very good. But they should at least admit it, and live with it, and put in a 99 level dungeon of just randomly generated levels. And players would love them for it. If not, at least make it so there's a mode where you can go through the game without any of the story. You can just go through all the acts, waypoint to any of them, and it wouldn't be that hard to make. I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to make. That, in my opinion, is the really best solution they could possibly do to the problem. But there is also PvP. PvP could fix the game for a lot of players if it's done right. PvP should be coming out in a while. It's not coming out right away. But once that is out, I'd say it probably won't fix it because they probably won't do it completely right. They should really do a huge reduction of damage when it comes to the PvP in the game. But I haven't seen anything that indicates that they're going to do that. I also haven't seen anything that indicates that they're going to make a real hardcore version of the PvP, where if you actually die in the PvP, you're done. And that's a real shame. A hardcore PvP system could be an actual esport, and for that reason it is a shame. However, hope is not lost. There is still a chance that the future will hold a good endgame for Diablo 3. But I don't see it really happening in this patch. We might have to wait for an expansion. Anyway, that's all the news I have for now. Sorry if it was depressing. If you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please subscribe and let me know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.